Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a Japanese game, Sailor Moon. Alright, so hopefully this is not really required reading. Let's see, we got Moon, what is it? Venus, Mercury, Mars. Let's go Venus. I think that's Venus. It's been a long time since I've had anything to do with Sailor Moon. Alright, what kind of game is this going to be? Fighting? Beat 'em up? Alright, so a button literally does that. Oh, I guess not. Alright, it just... I mean, everything is fluid. As far as controls go, and the way it looks and everything is not bad. I mean, it's pretty basic. Alright, so far no other buttons are doing anything. We got a jump and we got an attack. And having a built-in weapon seems a little underwhelming. Well, makes the game seem underwhelming because like it's so easy to keep everything at bay. And the one enemy at a time is good and all to a point, but the fact that they're constantly off screen, like they don't really have the AI to be coming in after you very like quickly or anything, so everything is just really kind of slow. I'm like hoping it actually improves and everything gets better. I mean, the AI right now is so stupid. Like I said, we spend so much time waiting for them to come off screen. Like, the other one is still off screen. Like, it still hasn't come on yet. So between that and the long-ranged whip attack, like, so far this game really has, other than, like, being swarmed like it did there. And then we get all these heals, too, so... So right now the game is very underwhelming. I mean, it's a fine little beat 'em up. It feels more like a kind of fanfare. More than anything, it's like it was just here to take some of the Sailor Moon money. So having another big thing in the way and just shortening the fighting area is really poorly done too. I don't know, like visually the game is very pretty. I mean, the way it controls and handles, there's no real issues with it. But as far as actual gameplay, it's so basic that it really does feel like just fan service. Like it really does. Again, like I said, the AI is dumb, and they spend so much time off screen that it's just really boring. All right, so they're gonna do the cheese. Okay, so we got 3 guys, but like I said, the AI is still dumb. And with the whip, I mean, it makes everything pretty minimalistic and, like, I don't know. Other than a little bit of the cheese that they do with them, like with these guys. I don't know how we were losing life just fighting him. And wow, that the heal's completely up. Like, that's unnecessary and just really makes it to where... This one literally just sat there waiting for us. AI sucks. Oh, come on, really? Oh, we do take a lot of damage. So even the enemy's basic attacks do a lot of damage to us. But all in all, like, the game is just very rudimentary. AI, like I said, is just dumb, and minus a couple of I don't know if we're supposed to actually blow up the... Does that hurt us? Yes, it does. Okay. And we do supposed to blow up the car. All right. I mean, this is just kind of meh. I mean, we haven't really gotten any new enemies. Oh, there we go. I just say that, and then we got... Then some guy came up behind us. The other part is, like, it's there, but it kind of is a little slow responsive. The game is really kind of slow in all aspects, as you can kind of tell. So, like, even trying to respond when you're getting hit, which feels very underwhelming as well, just is the one thing that makes the game kind of hard, is switching positions, or like switching directions, I should say, when enemies are coming up from behind you. For whatever reason, they make it kind of cheesy that way. I mean, I feel like that's the only way they make this game kind of difficult, is just that aspect. And the fact that, like, if they go to attack you, you can't really get out of it. So when you're attacking something and something comes up behind you without really noticing, you really at a little disadvantage for a second, and you're gonna get hit. But then they put so much food in the levels that it doesn't really make a big effect. I mean, we're changing colors of the sprites. They're doing that NES RPG kind of thing, where rather than changing and doing new enemies, they just reskin a different color. And, like, speaking of food, and all the food apparently heals us. Good God. Alright, so we got a very... Alright. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to make the enemies cheesy. Which is fine. Like, we're getting hit, but we can't hit them. Like, the hitboxing is a little off on some of this stuff. And Jesus. I mean, even the boss just has that cheese to it, where it's just kind of ridiculous, where they just have the jump that hits us no matter where we are. Avoiding things is very difficult. Doing that move almost kills us more than the enemy does. But But there's no blocking, there's no really avoiding that at all. Like, it's a very kind of bullshit fight in that regards. To where no matter where you go, the jump just hits you and, like, takes half of your health. I wish we could fast forward, we could skip this part. Alright, new level, same everything. It's very underwhelming. Like, honestly, you go through this whole thing where all the enemies are just are more just nuisance waste of time to get to a cheesy boss. Is kind of what this whole game is entailing, honestly. We do have a new enemy, that's nice. But again, the AI is the same. Takes forever. Like, you could literally just sit here and do nothing. It's just like one-handed gameplay. Again, just reskin colors. I saw that coming and I went to avoid it, but apparently I did not. Wow, so they can knock you out of the sky with their... See, that's the downside about stuff like this, is the fact that the enemy, because they're so cheesy, has that... like, their attacks just hit you regardless. Like, we're doing a jump kick and he just, like, is sitting there punching and then he gets us. And fine. You know, no worry. I mean... The game's so basic that you don't really need to deal with much of that. We finally got a... Damn. We finally got an interesting enemy. You gotta love the just... I mean, again, that enemy actually had at least the best enemy design and best AI that we've seen so far. It's the only one that's actually really done anything other than the cheese bosses. Hitboxing is a big thing right here. Like, it is actually turning into be quite a one-sided thing where they can hit us, like, pretty regularly, even in a broad spectrum, but when we go to do it, we have to be very specific on where they are to hit them, but not the other way around. And because the AI is so stupid, we actually have to move to go and try to intercept these guys that decide they're just going to walk away from us so they don't get whipped. I mean... But all in all, this is the game. Like, this is pretty much what we do. We sit here and wait for them to finally come on screen so we can smack them a couple times, call it a day. It's very... Like I said, the main thing about this game is it's definitely a fan service kind of cash grab. I mean, they did put some work into the game, at least visually. But other than that, they didn't really spend a lot of time trying to make it a very good game. Like I said, most 80% of this game is just hitting this trash over and over again until we get to a cheesy enemy or a cheesy boss. Jesus, they take some. They do take some serious health when they hit you, though. Like, no joke. Yeah, and unfortunately the game is set to be pretty slow in regards to everything. Like, you see how slow they are getting up. Like, everything about the game is pretty just, I mean, it's nice, it's casual, so I feel like they did this. I feel like it's on purpose to a point, how really basic, rudimentary it is, because a lot of, you know, a good deal of the fans of this game are going to be a lot of girls, a lot of, you know, younger girls. And this does give them the opportunity to play this game. So that they're not overwhelmed and, like, don't want to do it. I mean, I think they could have done it a little bit better still. But, I mean, that may be just my assumption. I may be completely, the sliders. Oh, come on. This is... out of nowhere, this is all we're going to get is a... so stupid. This is stupid. Absolutely fucking garbage. Like, no joke. This is the stupidest fucking fight I've ever seen in my life. This is so cheesy. Like, you expect some cheese, but come on. This is like that one guy on Street Fighter that gets that one move that just kind of... and then that's what they do. Like, they literally program that in as a boss. Fucking stupid. And they're, because of the range, you don't really have any ability to hit downward. So, like, you're at a huge, huge disadvantage. This is dumb. That was terrible. Like, that was an awful, awful design for an enemy and for a boss. Like, if you had that as an enemy that, you know, you hit once or twice and it's done, fine. But as an actual boss, God, that is, like, just awful design. But as I was saying before, the absolute cheese fest came in, is, like, I may be giving the developers too much credit for how I feel about it, but I do feel like this is a fan service game, but it's basic, rudimentary, and very easy for the most part, so that the female fans can buy and enjoy it. And I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt with that, because why else is this, like, just the game? Because if that's not the case, then there's really no excuse for this other than being a visually appealing cash grab. Gotta love the little dancey. Yeah, no other buttons work. Like, no other buttons do anything. So we're literally, we're literally a 2-button game. See, it's this kind of shit that's really obnoxious. That didn't heal as much. But I mean, all in all, the gameplay's fine. Like I said, there's some boxing issues with a little bit of kind of one-sided things that happens with the enemies that not with us. Mostly, like I said, a lot of it is the fact that once they're in range, their hits go through your stuff and just actually, and like nothing you can do, they kind of get you kind of stuck. And they do so much damage. Like even their basic attack just destroys you. The food's healing less now than it was before. It usually would just heal you up. As we're getting a little bit more, the food's doing less. Understandable, not a bad thing. Are they doing it again? I mean, this one at least is an actual enemy. So with this guy, just stay at the very bottom. Wait off his little bit of a stuff. He'll stand up, you get the ranged on him, and then you get to bitch slap him that way. It's kind of funny, it rushes you to go, but yet you can't. Yeah, it's just that right there is really... I want to try to see one of the other ones and see if they all have the range attacks or not. I want to test out one or two more. We'll do Sailor Moon just because it's Sailor Moon. And then we'll try Mercury or Mars. Too bad we can't fast forward through all this. It doesn't let us skip any of it. We gotta just sit through it. Again, just more fan service, more so than game. Really? Okay, so she's a short range. She's got combos. She does things a little bit different. I'm actually happily surprised. But I mean, this is definitely going to change gameplay. Like the sliding boss is going to be... I guess you only lose the health if you hit them with it, maybe? Yeah. So, depending on how many enemies you hit... Yeah, the way this game functions, Sailor Moon's at a huge disadvantage. It's almost like putting the game on a harder mode. Which is interesting because most of the people are going to want to play as her. But because of the way the enemies, Jesus Christ, they're even walking back off screen. Because of all that, this game is going to be even slower. And because of the way the enemies' attacks work, and ours, the fact that theirs go through our attacks, and like kind of stun lock us a little bit, and have more of an advantage, then Sailor's going to be... much harder to play. And some of the enemies are going to be just so much more aggravating. I like that she has a combo. Her combat is so much better. But the way this game plays, I really feel like right now the AI is just so dumb and everything's so bad that it doesn't matter. But quickly, it's gonna devolve into just a much worse experience with Sailor Moon as your character. She does seem to do more damage. Like, she will actually end the enemies in her combo much faster than the other one. But this fucking constant going off screen. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be such a disadvantage here. We're going to have to do more jump kicking because we can't get involved in fisticuffs as much with these guys. And that does so much less damage than her normal attacks do. Will you quit going off screen, you pussy little bitches? Just come here, take your beating so we can move on. Jesus. I mean, she's a more enjoyable character, and it makes combat a lot better than the previous one. But like I said, I really feel like the way the game functions, we're at a much worse disadvantage. Yeah, that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. Because of the way the hitboxing is for the enemy, the hitboxes are for the enemy as opposed to for us, and the way that their attacks are just honestly kind of go through ours and hit us regardless. Now this jumping bitch right here is going to be very annoying here in a minute. I'm just going to go until we die and then try out the other one. I don't want to keep going through all of this. But playing as Sailor Moon is a far more enjoyable thing than playing as Venus was. She's going to be much harder to play shortly. And here we go. This is going to be a nightmare, I think. Yeah, see, this is where she, like I said, I knew this was going to happen, and that's exactly what's going on. Like, other than being able to do that, like, we're so fucked on this. She has such a short range. The enemy's attacks get to do us before we can mess with her. The fact that they're constantly off screen stuff. Yeah, like we're getting hit and we're standing right on them. This is what I expected, and we're totally vindicated there. Like, I knew that this was going to be a nightmare, and we are correct. Alright, so we're going to try one more. We're going to see what they're going to do. But yeah, the fact that Sailor Moon has to be so close, the way the hitboxes are is terrible. Like you can see on this one, we're pummeling away on this boss, doing nothing. They do a swipe, and we're taking damage. Like, the fact that we're even attacking them, and they can just almost counter us because of the way their attack goes through and counters all of ours. I like everything about it. Her combat is so much more fun, a little bit more thing, but it's almost unplayable against a lot of enemies. So we're going to see what they do on the rest of these here. Alright, what is her... Okay, so she's a kicker. I mean, again, very, very unique. I like that everybody does different. She has at least a better range. So she's kind of in the middle of Moon and Venus. Like, I love her moveset. Her movesets are even better than Sailor's. I love the spinning kick. Like, there's so much going on here. And she does so much more damage. Like, her jump kick is actually damaging. But yeah, we got caught in that one. Like, normally they don't do as much. But this one seems to do a little bit more damage. I kind of want to just... We've already seen everything now. I think I'm going to get into a spot where I can die and switch characters again. I want to go through all the available ones. We can stun lock them. Like, look at how stupid the AI is. They're still just kind of... Oh, I want to see what her thing is. Wow, nice. It's like she's throwing socks. I figure we can... Oh, I didn't want to continue. No, we're not picking up health. We'll help them out. We do more damage to ourselves with this thing than they do. I can't believe I accidentally continued. I didn't mean to. I'm so used to 0 being like no lives left. You have that 1 left, but it's a little different in this game. There we go. Come on, dude. Like, even the way the enemies attack are kind of cheesy. Like, not cheesy as in, like, thing, but just kind of dumb. I must say, I think I like her the best so far. Alright, let's try out the other two. Just because. I'm curious on what they're going to do. They didn't do... Oh, I was going to say they didn't do this, but yeah, they did. Alright. Alright, what do we think she's going to do here? Alright, so... a little bit longer range than Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon apparently just has the shortest arms possible. Alright, so kind of just the same thing. It's more just basic Sailor Moon. A little bit better range, different moveset for the most part, but all in all, still the same. So we might have run out of uniqueness. We might have the whip, a kicker, and a couple punchers. But we'll find out here in a second. We will die right here, and then we'll move on to the last one and see what we got. Alright. You can't even speed the continue along. Alright, last of the sailors. Alright, do we think she's just going to be another kicker? I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen here. We got 2 punches, 2 kickers, and a person with a whip. Hopefully we're surprised, but we'll see. Kind of the same thing. She does have a cool looking attack. I think hers seems to be one of the better ones as far as so she does. Okay, there we go. We can. So that's what we got. We have a very basic, rudimentary beat 'em up that's more kind of fan service than true like quality game. It's got a lot of just imperfections to it with the way the enemy's hitboxes and yours are vastly different. The AI for the most part is just really bad, really stupid, really slow. The whole game is pretty slow. But like I said, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that they really kind of built this game around getting more of the younger girls that really like this show being able to play the game. And if that is the case, like we said, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, then the game actually makes more sense and does work better in that aspect. Because it definitely lends itself to a more broader horizon game player to being able to play this game, rather than some of the more hardcore, gamers and more of just the basic, usually play beat 'em ups kind of thing. But I think that other than playing, I still think it's Venus with the whip. Like, most of this is going to be a very poor experience right after this level. Because, yeah, you can punch your way through this after a little bit, not a problem, with all these really dumb basic games. But after you get into, like, the slider and the jumping kind of clown AI, and then mainly that boss too. Like, being able to beat them with these characters is going to be a nightmare. I'm not going to lie, because the way the hitbox is, you have to be very specific, and the enemy can just hit you through your attacks and then stop you from hitting them, and everything just works against you in that aspect, to where it's just going to be pretty difficult and almost unplayable as you get further, and depending on the way the enemies are. But as it stands, the AI is dumb. The enemy design is pretty rudimentary. It's pretty basic. They're not hard. They're not even set to do much of anything. I mean, it took them forever just to kill us when we're standing around doing nothing. Like, everything about the game, yeah, it's there. It works. See, that's the exact thing I'm talking about constantly, is we go to punch them. We can't hit them. They hit us. They stop us. We're hitting just everything about it in combat just is very poorly designed. They didn't put enough work into actually, I don't know, testing out, seeing what's going on here. So unless you play the whip, where you actually have that reach to be able to do things, which is also the most boring combat in this entire game, is her. But she's the only one that's really going to give you that chance of getting a decent in there. Although it doesn't look like you run out of continues. I mean, I could be wrong, so maybe it doesn't matter. You just get in there and you keep fighting and you keep dying and you just go. And maybe that's programmed in there as well. I don't know. It doesn't say like how many continues. A lot of these games don't, and then all of a sudden you're just out of them. So without knowing, it might be the 10, it might be 5, it might be infinite. Usually not, but it could be. So if it's an infinite continue, then yeah, maybe that's continues. So maybe you start with 3 and you can give yourself 5. I don't know what any of this is, but yeah, we can see the 2 buttons, jump and attack, and that's it. So all in all, the game is basic. It's playable. It's kind of fun, but it loses a lot of luster very quickly because they didn't really put a lot of effort in, other than, you know, the sprite work was decent. The combat on some of them looks pretty nice. The background is okay. But other than that, like everything else, they just kind of, it fell way flat. So unless you're a true huge fan, and this is just something that you kind of like, yay, it's Sailor Moon. If you're just, excuse me, playing it as a beat 'em up or whatever, I just say don't waste your time. It's not a very good beat 'em up. It's just, it's a fan service, IP, cash grab kind of game that, like I said, I think it really, hopefully, is there to get in all the different audiences and all the age groups instead of a very specific. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for joining. Until next time, have a good one.